Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dragons Lair. Today, we are going to be doing a Sorcerer Chosen Deep Dive on the community voted Mike Wazowski, one of the newest SC in the game. And today, just to preface what the SC Deep Dive is going to contain, it's going to contain a stone recommendation, as well as some strengths and weaknesses of the character, some good teammates to pair with Mike, as well as the best spells to pair with Mike, and a range of building where you should build Mike up to. So just to start, and let's go ahead and pull Mike Wazowski's stones up. So really, you have my Mike currently at 137, but there are two speed pieces on the T8 abilities. I do not recommend any other stone other than speed. I haven't seen a lot of viability outside of speed with this character, because you really want him to get out and get going. As far as his kit, along with the characters that pair with him, which we'll get to in a moment, I think we're gonna go ahead and recommend speed for Mike Wazowski. Next, what are the strengths of Mike Wazowski? And the biggest strength for this character is, of course, tactics. Tactics is one of the strongest buffs in this game, and using it properly will help you better extract your usage of fear. And alongside that, some of the strengths that Mike Wazowski has: offense up to assisting teammates on the basic, just like Bell. He is a hard comparison to Bell, which we'll get into in a little bit. Also, role variety with his special A, and we'll go ahead and pull that up right now. As you see, grant target teammate, very broad, not a specific faction or a niche. It is teammates, but it does break it down by role, which these are all very helpful buffs, and it is one of the strengths of his kit and overall viability. The next, and probably the most important, and what he's known for, and what is really gonna be the home run for him, is fear manipulation, amping up Sully and Randall offensively and with magic charges, because they play off that fear so well. It increases their damage. It unlocks things within their abilities, right? Also, with fear manipulation, there are mechanics in his kit to reduce speed, reduce defense, which is outlined in his leadership ability. Next, his weaknesses. So, and really, it's kind of obvious, but I want to state it. Sully is the person you want to put with Mike, right? But a lot of his weaknesses do tie in with with Sully. So Sully, his main ally, only gains a 1-turn taunt that could be stripped from anyone that strips buffs, which could leave Mike vulnerable, because he is quite squishy, because he is a support character. You know, and just adding on to that squishy factor, he is very much attached to Sully. He doesn't have as much viability without Sully, so it's kind of like that Bell Beast combo, except Beast and Sully can branch off elsewhere and leave Bell and Mike together. But are they better together? Yes. Next, PvP viability is pretty suspect, just because you know, you have to run him with Sully, and the weird part is we don't have those hero fear characters yet to go ahead and help out, not only boost up Sully's kit, but you know, make them more viable PvP wise. You do see him with Ralph, of course Randall, but you know, it is very suspect. He's not, you know, in the top meta of the PvP. Can you get away with him in Masters? Probably. Masters and Challengers, probably. So next, Sully, and we're gonna get back to Sully. Sully really outshines him, and this goes into the Belle and Beast thing again. Except I really do think that Belle and Beast are the better combo and the better characters. Just because Belle can be on a kingdom team, even without Beast on a kingdom team, she could be on a princess team, and still have her kit, unlock the full potential of those teams. Mike, yes, he can be placed with other downtown heroes and Randall and other fear mechanic characters, but really he is very attached to the hip of Sully. And Sully does not really need him. That's why you see the viability Sully brings while people are still trying to farm Mike. And next, as far as the weakness, his kits call for him to be with Monsters Inc. allies, but Sully is best when he has heroes around him. And really what I meant by this is Randall is a villain, and it really puts you in a bind to put those other two positions as heroes or leave Randall off. And it's a tough struggle. It's a weird struggle right now because we don't have that fear mechanic a lot in the game as far as heroes. So we'll see what the future lies there. And the fear mechanic being very prevalent in the villains, which we'll get to when we take a look at the best teammates for Mike. Next, if the team hasn't progressed in the battle after Mike uses his cooldowns, I would look out, because Mike lacks cleansing or the health support aspects. It's more of a debuff and buff assignment heavy character, a heavy support character, and really it can fall apart quickly. It does rely on getting those big defeats early and maintaining the debuffs. And then the last weakness is Mike is really a luxury, and some people may question that, do you really need Mike? Because if Sully can do the things he needs to do without Mike, it may take a long while for the community to come around to Mike. Yes, he's a fantastic character, but he really is a luxury pick. So next we're getting into the best teammates for Mike, and I'm just gonna say it outright. Sully is the best teammate you can put with Mike, but also of course Randall being a Monsters Inc. character, and also Ralph is also a excellent choice as well in PvP as well as raid, because I do put Sully on the far right and put Ralph right behind him, and what that does is any splash damage, Ralph is gonna magic increase and he's gonna get that punch, which is big damage. So you can see that Ralph is a very good ally of Mike. You also have Toy Story downtown villains that have the fear mechanics and have fear built into their kits. You see Chunk, you see Lotso, which is very good at putting fear on the opponents. Big Baby is also another one that I've seen with Mike, and really anybody who benefits from being called to assist. So if you're for some reason not using Sully with Mike, if you have a strong assist character like your Hercules, maybe Moana, if there's a slow mechanic within your team, these are excellent characters to call assist, and his basic will do so. Next is some spells that Mr. Mike Wazowski loves to be paired with. I would say Wand. Be very cognizant that Blue Fairy magic, the wand is a excellent spell in any team. Cauldron is very nice because he gets his cooldowns back a little quicker, but again, if you're not winning the fight in the beginning and you're not getting that big elimination in the beginning, it may spiral. Golden Hammer if Mike does, you know, run into that character that strips buffs, strips the taunts, and gets to him quickly. And also the one I like, or the two I like the most, is Pan Shadow as well as Headless Horseman. So Headless Horseman, of course, the fear, which plays very well into Mike's kit, as well as Pan Shadow, because again, the call to assist, you have Sully, he has his buffs, there's fear applied to the opponent, he's gonna churn out the damage, and you get more Mikes, just like Bell in that regard. Other than that, not anything else crazy. You know, Spirit of Mufasa, well, it wouldn't be Spirit of Mufasa because Sully is not an attack character. It would probably be Infinity Sided Die. You can use Spirit of Mufasa for Randall, which does work, but those are the spells I would recommend with Mike. Ooh, let's bring back Mike. There we are. And next, the range of building with everything I've said about Mike. So I would recommend for Mike to be built between T8 and T8.2. T8 just so he's used in Heroic, Siege on Olympus. The people that have Mike Wazowski are probably running Heroic, Siege on Olympus, so you want him at that T8. T8.2 if you want the speed pieces to get him out quicker, to get those cooldowns going, those special abilities. That is a very those are very helpful pieces to put on him. If you put him at T9, there are a few Delta recommendations that I would make, and that would be the passive as well as the leadership. The other ones are more luxury. These are the main core ones. Passive because granting 1 magic to Monsters Inc. allies benefits the cooldowns of Randall and Sully. It pairs well with Randall's Special B and passive. Special B has a long cooldown in itself, and it will come back exponentially quicker in raids with the extra 1 magic, and on defeats those mini tornadoes. If you do have Randall up there at T9, it will just make him keep going on and on and on. Passive decreases the cooldown to only 1 turn to cleanse off debuffs he may receive. Again, kind of like a raid strength there. If Randall is behind Sully and he gets splash damage and you have that Mike Delta on the passive, he's just going to keep cleansing that every 1 turn because he has 2 magic cost on that turn, so it would be 1. The leadership, I am a big fan of speed manipulation, whether that's increase or decrease, haste, you know, slows, and then just overall turn meter manipulation. And what the leadership does, it'll upgrade it from a speed reduction from 5% to 10%, and this speed reduction pairs well on the Special B, and the haste from the passive if it's activated quick enough. So that has been my SC deep dive on Mike Wazowski. We're gonna do a verdict off of all the things that have been discussed. So he's a good to great PvP character. It just depends on the investment in the teammates. The ones that I mentioned are the best teammates for him, and he's paired with Monsters Inc. characters, especially Sully. So he's excellent in raids. He's an excellent Sorcerer Chosen. He's one of the best chosen. Yes, he should be paired with Sully, but you know, he has other usage. Quite frankly, on any Titan, in my opinion. And as far as viability and CC and ST, you know, they do have viability, but more at the higher end investment wise. I would say they're okay to good in Sorcerer Tournament, and good to great for CC. I've seen an ST team with our downtown villains, Lotso, Big Baby, Sully, and just to, you know, best extract that fear mechanic. But this has been Mike Wazowski's SC Deep Dive. This is the Dragons Lair. If you do want to join the Discord, it is discord.gg/downtown/Legion. And my name is Bewd. And remember, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching.